Hello everyone, Dani Zed here, and I loudly welcome for the band from Bavaria called Profanity for a little podcast to talk about the fresh released album called Fragments of Solace. And in first place, I also want to excuse us all. We are all not native English speakers, but we will do our best, I think. And yeah, please just introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes,
Who wants to start?
I
Thomas.
can start. I'm Thomas of Profanity, and I'm doing the guitar and vocals. Yes, and thank you very much for having us. Awesome.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yes. I'm Armin. I'm the drummer of Profanity, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey everybody, I'm Lucas. I play bass and make production. And some vocals sometimes.
Yeah. Sounds like a full set. So your brand new album, I have it here along with the shirt, and Fragments of Solace was just released, I think 2 weeks ago. And I think it had really a good impact in the death metal underground scene and also a lot of positive feedback. Did you expect that when you finished the album, that you would receive that much positive feedback?
To be honest, I think we didn't expect nothing. Yeah. We just made the music we love, and we also love to listen to, and it took us about 1 year, and in this year the 7 songs were created, and on Fragments of Solace you can hear how the songs turned out, and for us it was for sure that we didn't want to do the Out of Sickness Part 2. With Fragments of Solace, we tried here and there some, I would say, other things, and also what concerns the songwriting, we did go more back into our rehearsal room and tried to create the songs again, more as a unit again. Instead, like with the Out of Sickness, a lot of stuff for the Out of Sickness was composed only at home and not with the complete band together, but this time it was more as a unit.
So you wanted to have that rehearsal room vibe, like organic songwriting of a whole band, not like sending files to each other and, okay, I played that guitar and then you played that bass maybe, or what you have ideas for drums. So like really like throwing the ideas inside of a room together and just work together on the songs, like being together in a room. Like it should be with a band, I think.
Yes, also big approach this time was, I would say, to get the songs more musically, I would say, and compared to the Art of Sickness, the Art of Sickness is more, how can I say, head stuff. Like Lucas always says, mosquito riffs.
Mosquito riffs, okay. Okay, later yes. I want the explanation for that.
Easy, yes, very easy. It's like mosquitoes flying all over the place around your head and everywhere, and you can't seem to grasp them. You can't catch them. It's just like it's mosquito riffs.
Okay, yeah, nice comparison, yeah.
And we before starting with the songwriting for Fragments of Solace, we discussed a lot about in which direction we want to go, and what concerns going more to have the songs more musically. I mean, for example, when you talk about the man himself, Dave Suzuki, the first thing what comes into your mind when you hear the name Dave Suzuki, what is the first thing, Dani, comes into your mind? Dave Suzuki from Vital Remains or Church Burn.
The bicycle, yeah, the motorbike, Suzuki motorbike.
Yeah.
Just when you just think by the name, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about
which song from Vital Remains?
Pardon?
Oh, you mean which song from Vital Remains come first in my head?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really bad with names, to be honest. To name songs, yeah.
So I can tell you, or the others can tell you.
We can guess. You think if you when I hear Dave Suzuki, I think about neoclassical leads that carve their way into your brain. Like everybody knows these lead parts from like The Christianizer or Icons of Evil. I think that is maybe what Tom wanted to say here, and maybe to make the connection here, trying to get the new stuff technical and everything and super brutal, but still it should be catchy, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean exactly. Yeah. Did you still have some edges and hooks where you can where your mind can remember too? Yeah.
At least on each record you're listening to, you should get at least one, even better, 1 to 5 goosebumps.
Yeah, at least, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of like really good brutal death metal stuff, but you know, the albums just running through, and like you can listen to it 3 or 4 times, but you will not remember one thing. This is with a lot of albums I hear. Yeah, it's not bad stuff. It's really good written music, but no, like I said, no edges, no hooks. You will remember.
Yeah.
Just like a flowing stream, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say we try that every song has a moment where you get a goosebump.
At least one.
Yes.
Big one.
Each song at least one, and going back to Dave Suzuki and to Vital Remains. I mean, people are when they first hear the name Dave Suzuki, I would say they are thinking about the lead stuff in the song The Christianized. When this kicks in, this solos give the song wings to fly, and this is what we all also tried with our new songs, and not only to be brutal and technical. These are just tools for us. So the feeling is at first place. Yeah, when you're listening to music, it should get you. It should embrace you and take you on a flight and yeah.
Yeah, I think like what you said, like this embracing and also emotional thing probably which gets you is I think for me, just a personal opinion, for me is that this is really more important than being technical perfect, because this is just what gets me, what you say, this goosebump moment. This is these emotions transported within the music, and a lot of especially modern music is missing that because it's just too clean. This is also one thing what I was thinking. I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I think it was with the 4th album of Crisium, Ageless Memories, when they tried a clean production. That was a bad idea in my opinion, because it really killed the vibe.
I don't even know if they really want to try a cleaner production, but I think it was the first album they produced in Brazil, and not
probably
with Andy Klassen where they usually went. And with the album after Ageless Venomous was Andy Klassen again. We were at Ageless Venomous by Crisium. And the thing with that record is, it's interesting that you mention it, because it is very special. But the real thing that annoys, I think, annoys most people about the record is the kick drum sound.
Yeah,
that sounds really, really weird. I think they just wanted to try something new, because the songs on the album are fantastic. If that album would have the production of
Conquerors of Armageddon. Still my favorite album.
It would be, yeah. It probably would even be even better.
Yeah.
Than, but yeah, they tried something, and I think with the album afterwards, they went to Andy Klassen again. Yeah. It's just how things are going. Sometimes you try something and you think it's a great idea, and later on, maybe you're not so happy with it, or you are, or whatever. But that's all part of the process.
Yeah, definitely. And also, when you said you had what you said before, with all the hooks and goosebump feelings, what you wanted to have in the songs, the album is at a really high technical standard, and you have also really long songs like Where Forever Starts. And what was the concept actually of the album when you start writing the songs and to put them together? Or was it at least a concept, or was it like random songs you had in mind you put together? And what actually influenced you for that album when there was a concept?
No, there was no concept.
Okay.
No, definitely not. The only concept, I would say, to go more into a musical direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say this
a sound concept, but not a team concept.
Yeah. And so all songs came out very quick, and we wrote all 7 songs in a time of 9 months, I would say, or I can remember, and that was it. And what concerns my writing style before I start with a song, how can I say it? I make I don't know the word, a platform or idea for example, you told about Where Forever Starts.
Yeah.
For this song, the main riff I carried around with me since many years. I played it so often, and but I never had a good place where I can use this riff for a profanity song, and especially also with this song, we tried to write a song first without blast beats, but in the end it also has some blast beats. But in our I don't know the word. We always named that song the heavy metal song.
Because of the riffing, or what do you mean?
Yes, because it's a little bit different to the other songs, or much different.
Other songs, hip-hop.
Yeah, and yes, yeah.
Okay, and you have a lot of guest musicians on that album, starting by the Suffocation riff master when you're already wearing the shirt, Thomas, and also have the poster in the background. And Terence Hobbs is featured, and also Matt Sotelo of Rebirth, Dave Suzuki of also Churchburn, and Dima Orlov of Fetal Decay, and also your ex-Profanity member Martel Bauer. And how came that up with all the US guys and the Russian guy Dima, they work together? How was that arranged? Was it planned for a longer time to have them featured on an album, or was it just randomly, or just happened, not planned, something like that? Yeah.
I would say it's a mixture of everything you told.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole album is made by friends, for friends of this kind of extreme music, and all the guests on this album are our friends. Yeah, and we have a very good relation since many years, and yeah, of course with Martin.
Good friend.
He's our ex-bass player, but he also wrote all the lyrics for this album again, like he also did for The Art of Sickness. And so I would say he's actually the fourth member of Profanity. Yeah. Even he can't be with us physically because he's living in Australia, in down under.
So he's the lyric roadie, so say so.
The lyric roadie. Yeah. And of course, and always such a great pleasure and honor to have guys like, as you mentioned, Terence, Matt, and Dave, also along with Dima from Fetal Decay, great guys. Yeah, absolutely awesome musicians from Russia. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have here my really old Morbid Remnants hoodie here because Dimas sang the last album of Morbid Remnants. Like, I think it's already 3 years ago, yeah. But I think I waited 14 years for a follow-up album or something like from Morbid Remnants. This is also something like you guys. You did really a long break between albums. Like I think I'm switching a little bit from the topics, but I think you had from 2002 a 12-year break, right, until the Zombie Ritual single.
Yeah, the break was from yeah.
Or just depending on releases, not maybe live activities. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, depending on releases, you are right. Yes, 2002. This was the You Made Me Flesh EP with 2 cover versions, Zombie Ritual and Fear of Napalm from Terrorizer. We did this because we had a great chance and honor to go on tour with Cryptopsy and Hemorrhage in 2002, which was, oh man, this was awesome. Yeah, great memories. Yeah, and then the next release was in 2014. Yeah, this was the Hatred Hell Within EP. Yeah.
And while writing, not just writing the album, recording the album, how was the experience in the studio? Everything working together? How long did it take you in the studio to record it and mix it and everything?
The studio was so awesome. The studio was killer. Best studio in the world, you can imagine.
Yeah, I know. So don't say something wrong right now, right?
Yeah. He's watching me.
Exactly.
Everything actually went really easy. It was a breeze. We only had one problem at the moment when drum tracking would have been due. There was lockdown and the Austrian border, the German-Austrian border, was closed, like it is now again.
Yeah.
And that, of course, that was shitty because we had the drum tracking date set up and everything. Yeah. Ready to go, and then we had to switch for a studio in Germany for the drums, where I myself couldn't attend the tracking, but it wasn't a problem because the guy who tracked it, he did an awesome job. We had some phone calls and we just checked out, how I wanted to do things and how he would do things, and he did a few things a little bit different to how I do it, and I learned something, I think, from him again. He's a guy with like decades of experience.
Yeah.
So I wasn't present at the drum recordings, but what I got then from that studio was absolutely fine for me. Sounded killer, and it was easy to mix. The mixing process then by itself went very smooth, very natural. We did the guitar sound all together. I did the bass sound, the initial bass sound alone when I was tracking, and then reamped the bass again with some other amps to accompany the initial bass tone. But then, like I said, we did the guitar sound all together, and then mixing. Yeah, was pretty easy then because all the recorded signals were already, already sounded finished. So
Yeah.
what I'm doing is, put up some faders and that's it.
So pretty easy for you guys, at least.
Yeah, it worked out really, really well. I have to admit that I was pretty anxious about mixing that album because I remember the last album was mixed by Christoph Brandes. We don't have to lose any words about this guy. We all know what he did and landmarks, not only in this particular genre that we're covering, but also other stuff. And I honestly was a little anxious about if I can live up to that,
Yeah.
And I'm really, really fortunate that so many people giving so many wonderful comments about the music and the sound, and that everybody seems to be happy, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's most important. And of course, that most important is that we are happy, and I think we are so far.
Yeah, also from my side, no complaints about that. You read my review, so I think you were also satisfied with that one. And also when you did the mixing, recording, everything by yourself, but you also choose the opportunity to release it by yourself. And why did you took that step to release the album and everything by yourself, and not going by a label again?
There are more reasons. One reason is definitely to have the freedom of everything to do what we want to do. We can decide everything about what's going on with the release of Fragments of Solace, and this is awesome. This is awesome to have this time, this, I would say, freedom. Yeah.
Like for example, releasing a vinyl right at the start. Find a label that will give you the opportunity to release a vinyl right at the start. It's not easy, It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what most people say. Yeah, let's see how the digital sales in the CD is going. Then maybe a vinyl, something like that, right?
Yeah. Got it.
I don't know, because I think as I know from friends, if they press like 1,000 CDs, it's like maybe 40 cents a CD or something. But I think with a vinyl, it's much different.
Much different.
No.
I think you could. Well, for CDs, it's about if you make like 1,000, it would be around €1, like standard jewel case, 8-page booklet and stuff.
Yeah.
But vinyl is a whole different story. Expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We were also sending out some demo stuff, but to be honest, we got no answer from no one, and this was, I would say, a little bit sad, but we had all the material done and we were ready to go, and we also had this, like I would say, a plan B in mind to do all by ourselves, and then we said, okay, let's try it. Maybe this is also a good time for it now. And due to the internet thing and Spotify DistroKit, and so we used DistroKit, and it's super easy to use. You can upload your songs and they do the distribution, and you have total control on everything, and you can see what's going on. But,
I mean, we probably could have got a label. I'm pretty sure, get some label to release it. But then, what's the circumstances under which you can release the album then? And that was a problematic thing. So releasing it by ourselves seemed like the better scenario.
You also think this was a little bit also depending on Corona, or no?
I mean, I heard that the labels are suffering severely at the moment,
Yeah.
and some labels that said we cannot sign anything right now. But I don't think that was the actual deal here.
Yeah, but I think as Thomas told me that you were pretty much overwhelmed by the orderings and stuff like that for you what you had to send out and everything. So I think you were pretty luckily surprised also by the feedback, also just depending on ordering status, right?
Yes. Armin is our office manager.
Management.
Packing every day.
Yes, it was really good reactions about the new release, and I'm very happy about all this. And yes, I'm really happy.
So yeah, pretty close to reprint. So to sell out, or I don't know how many you printed, but
No.
no, they're enough in stock. Okay, and
But there's definitely already a lot have already been sold, right?
Yeah.
From vinyl.
Yeah.
So it's not like we have like tons left. It's just what was it? I don't know if we can say this in public or
yeah,
not. But
that's up to you. I don't care.
It's more than 100.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
also saw a lot of support pictures with people like also like I did with the shirt and everything. So I think there were a lot of people ordering, and also I think depending on Corona situation, you had probably a lot of live shows planned or maybe something to support the album. And what do you think? Do you have something in mind, or maybe something planned for summer next year already? But hopefully will happen.
Death
Or
Feast,
supporting the album live, yeah.
as far as I know, Death Feast
Yeah.
would most probably take place, as it's I think in late summer.
Yeah, August. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're being very optimistic that this one will work out. Actually, a couple of other things that are more a little less likely, but still I wouldn't. I'm being optimistic. I think most of the at least open air shows can take place next year.
You had also something to skip, depending on Corona situation, which was already planned.
Yeah, Death Feast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Bavarian Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple of other shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're probably most of them will be done later on next year.
Mm. Yeah, I know a lot of festivals were just taking the whole lineup and transported it to next year. Luckily for a lot of festivals, that worked out. That the bands just said, okay, yeah, we just come next year.
Yeah, sure, because they have time, you know.
Yeah.
What are they gonna be doing?
They cannot play anywhere else, so why not just shift it a year? Yeah. So
yeah. And every band needs to step up again, you know, and get back to live shows. So I mean, it's rather normal these days that you book a festival like 2 years up front. So where you know exactly, okay, we're not gonna do anything for the next half year. So if we're gonna play in 2 years, okay, we're in. You know, they're just booking everything. If it gets cancelled, it gets cancelled. If not, you play it.
Yeah, especially the entertainment area, the people had really big problems or still having. So that's really a shame for all of us being fans and also for you guys as musicians struggling like that hardly, and also especially the people who are really living from that, which is not like a hobby for like mostly a lot of death metal people just doing it as a hobby, because you probably cannot live from doing death metal in the underground. But for a lot of other people, it's really hard. Getting no help, nothing. Yeah.
That's the exact point. You have the underground that is not really getting bothered a lot by the pandemic, because underground bands didn't earn any money before. They're not going to earn any money afterwards. They're doing it for the fun of it. Those bands are going to come back like there would have been nothing, you know. But a band that has to live off their metal, like I mean, like medium big bands, for them it's a fucking catastrophe. They have to get like a job for 2 years or something, or I don't know, because only selling merch via internet also ain't gonna cut it. So,
Yeah, because the most stuff you sell to drunk people at shows, yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. So now you don't have these drunk people to buy your stuff.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know it's just a joke, but really at shows when there people are psyched and just saw you on stage, they just want to buy a shirt or
Yeah.
something. It's not the same
And
on
if
the
you're-
internet.
Then if you got somebody who is slightly separated behind the merch table and is very talkative, you can sell a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, you
true.
want that? Five more,
Yeah.
Good seller, yeah.
They're screaming around, best album of the festival, here, buy. It can work sometimes.
I think it
Yeah,
works.
you have
What?
Don't remember me how many albums I bought double because I was drunk at a festival.
Yeah, but that's what keeps the industry going, man.
Yeah,
So-
definitely, yeah.
Props to alcohol.
Yeah.
yes, you have to buy everything 2 times.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to
at
have a
least, yeah.
backup.
Maybe that's why I made it up to 4,000 CDs here. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
And when we're already
Yeah.
on the live show and a scene thing, I think Thomas, you started in '93, right?
Yeah.
And actually, what did you influence to start writing songs for Profanity and start the band back then? And how also would you describe the evolution of the scene, like from the beginning of the 19s until now?
Oh,
Hard question, yeah, maybe.
yeah. I would say I still live in the end 90s. What concerns the music. Of course, I also listen to the modern stuff for sure, like New Deeds of Flesh, of course, and which is awesome. But the main music, I would say, I'm listening from which was done in the end of the 90s. Yeah, of course, Suffocation, Hate Eternal, Death, yeah, Monstrosity, and these bands are the ones who are also still influencing me until today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I of course I also try to how can I say it to mix it with our how can I say it?
Our own ideas.
Yeah. Yes. We just don't want to sound like a Hate Eternal or Suffocation.
Yeah.
No way. This is I would say also bands that are motivating us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also influencing. Yeah.
Like motivation to write as good music as they do,
Yes.
but with your own way of writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And also what I said, what you think also by yourself, the question before, the evolution of the scene, what would you say is the biggest changes experienced by yourself since the 90s until now? Internet?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Internet, and also what concerns the music, maybe also the speed and the technique, and especially also what concerns the drumming. Today, young drummer are. This is insane. Yeah.
So the level of sophisticated songwriting and speed raised a lot.
Yeah. Yes,
Especially
absolutely. Yeah.
And also, I remember, I think, Thomas, we had a quick chat last week about that. I saw you in 2002 playing at Ludwigshafen Death Fest.
Yeah.
And I think you also sent me some pictures from there, and I still have the shirt from there. It was a really great festival. And I, just a personal question, did you attend to the after-show party? Because I was sleeping in that loud cellar somewhere where the bassist of Go Rothead cut off his head at the ceiling. Have you seen that? Can you remember that?
I only heard of it. I only heard of it, but I didn't saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was in that cellar and that guy, he was like bleeding all over his face, and I was thinking, because it was garroted still with blood show back then, and I was thinking, did he put fresh blood on? But it was his own blood. Then he just taped a big, was heißt Pflaster auf Englisch?
Band-Aid.
Bandage, yeah, something like that, yeah. And then he was like, I don't care, and he went on drinking.
It's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, UK people, yeah, they are hard.
But this show was something very special to us. I can remember it very good. Yeah, we were driving with a lot of people from our hometown Augsburg to Ludwigshafen, and I can also remember that we met there Muhammad from Necrophagist, and he was selling some Necrophagist shirts at that show. So I bought my shirt back in 2002 with the original Necrophagist logo.
Yeah.
And also the crowd. This was insane. Yeah. They were diving around, going up to stage, jumping off. This was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I also remember that Warmed had a lot of problems with their triggers playing, and then later on the after-show party, the singer of Warmed was laying in his own puke in the cellar. I also remember that. Yeah, good times, definitely. But also, what I forget to ask when we jumped back, like for your like about 12 years break, for releasing new music, what did you actually make to write again, like for a new album? Or just the last for writing?
all the songs for The Art of Sickness were written from 2003 until 2006. Yeah, but The Art of Sickness was released in 2017, so we recorded very old material. All the stuff you can hear on The Art of Sickness was written from 2002 until 2006. In 2006, we went back to school, and this lasted until 2010. And in these 4 years, the band was very silent. Yeah. Everything around the band was quite silent, and
private priorities. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got married and babies were born. Yeah, and 2010 we started again, and we did rehearse more, and then the idea came up, why not to release as fast as possible something new. So in 2013 we had this in mind to do something new, but Martin went to Australia, and at the point of time we already had recorded three songs. We had written from 2002 until 2006 material for about 60 minutes. Yes, 60 minutes. So we decided to take away 3 songs and to do an EP, and this is Hatred Hell Within, which came out on Rising Nemesis Records in 2014. Then, after this was done, we concentrated on The Art of Sickness, and we tried to practice the stuff again to get in our minds, and so 2017 this material was then recorded. And the stuff on Fragments of Solace is, so I can say, brand new.
Brand new, finally brand new stuff.
Yeah.
And what would you say if you look back on the history of Profanity? What was for you guys, especially your personal or important milestones for the band, and also maybe some important memories you can share, like from live shows or anything? What comes to your mind first?
I think the tour with Cryptopsy.
The tour with Cryptopsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an awesome thing, and I think there are some festivals like Fuck the Commerce, and some other festivals, Death Feast, and in Flammen. So it was good festivals. And,
Yeah, one great memory definitely also was to get a chance to play in the States. This was 2004. We had a great opportunity to play in New York with Uphill Battle, Misery Index, and Exhumed, and this was awesome for us, really awesome. And 2 days later, we played at the Maryland Death Fest in 2004. Yeah.
Okay, cool. 2004, wasn't that the festival where also Souls of Fate played? Or was it a year before? I'm not sure. I think it was maybe a year before.
I have to take a look on my festival shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 2 times at Maryland Death Fest, 2008 and 2010. But was a cool festival back then, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I can definitely understand that this is really was a big point for you guys, yeah. But also cool that you played with Uphill Battle, because I was a big fan of Uphill Battle, like I think also about 2003, 2004, something like that. Ah, cool, that's the flyer from the show.
Yes, from New York.
I never made to see Uphill Battle. All the other bands, yes, but Uphill Battle never.
Yeah. Also, absolutely crazy band, crazy music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And
you know, when we were talking about changes in the scene, would you say from your memories are that depending on the scene around the world, was also the changes in the German scene pretty much different from your point of view than maybe around, or was it all the same in the death metal scene? Like changes like from the 90s when like the older stuff was coming up in Germany, because I think in the 80s was not that much death metal in Germany. It came more like in the early 90s, like with Atrocity and bands like that. How did it change for you, like in your view, in your hometown or something like that? Or your experience you made in the scene? We would say that it changed much with people or fans or something.
I think there are much more concerts. And much more bands on the scene, and you can look every day a concert
on YouTube.
When you want, you can every day look some bands, and the whole internet is full of stuff, and it's so much in this time. And I think at the 90s it was not so much, and you have maybe more fun, and it's more a little bit more expected to go on a concert. Today it's more normal, and yeah, you can today, tomorrow, every time you can go. It's the magic moment.
Yeah, I read also that book called Todessehnsucht. You saw that, like when death metal came to Germany, when all this marching forward, a feeling was going on in Germany, because it was something new. The magic was going on in the scene in the beginning of the 90s, because death metal was something new coming up. But like you said, I also had that experience in my head that there were much more shows, especially lately before Corona. I think like every week I could drive somewhere, all the good tours. I was really overwhelmed with things or opportunities to choose from, which now everyone is craving for, I think. Yeah, but
I think
it really, really went high, I think, yeah. Maybe
I think
the
that has to
people
do
are
with
touring more because...
sales.
Sorry?
I think that has to do mainly with the drops in CD sales, where like
yeah. I've also that was what I wanted to say. I think the people have to play much more live to earn money.
yeah, sure. If you like look at the bigger bands, I've been in the death metal circus where big bands like it's like Suffocation or something, for example. When they have this really harsh drop in CD sales, just because how everything changed due to the internet and everything. And these bands now play Europe way more often than back then. And also of course also the European bands play way more. When you went to a festival, I think in the year 2002 or something, you had like German bands until like 6 or 7 p.m. and then came the American bands. Now if you go to a festival, even if it's a small festival, you have American bands already at the afternoon. Because
or even opening or something, yeah.
Yeah, because because the festivals can somehow they can just afford it. Bands got cheaper to play more often. They have to play bam bam bam, and of course bigger headliners got more expensive and everything. But it's totally changed extremely.
Yeah, definitely. So I know that a lot of bands, like you say, which are smaller but still living from their music, I think they tour constantly the whole year long. They're never at home.
Yeah, there's bands like this, yeah. And then you see some of these bands are like there's one boss who's living off it, and the rest are more and more getting like hired guns, you know. They have a new drummer at each 2 years, and I'm not talking about any particular bands here, but you can see it when you look at how these bands evolve.
Yeah, they definitely feel like have a lot of changing members, because if some of them have family or something, they get exhausted from all the touring, never being at home, and it's really stressful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
getting new guys.
Sure, if you're single or something and live from it, you just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And having the drill for a few years and then burned out and going back to a normal life. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah.
Living off music is it's a hard deal at the moment. I wouldn't want to do it, actually.
Living on the edge.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really true. Yeah. And also, did you experience that also, that with the record sales and everything, that it started now with, also with Napster in the early 2000s and early 2000s, when like the big money in the CD game was gone with all the downloading, and then also with Spotify and everything. Do we had also experiences with that, or would you say not so much because you are a little bit smaller band?
Yes, I would say not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I think it has like everything two sides of the coin, and for us, we are a smaller band. I think it's for us it's a great opportunity to have stuff like Spotify, Bandcamp, so people can check us always out. This is good, I think.
It's much easier to get your stuff around now than it was before. Yeah, with sending CDs or tapes around the world. Yeah.
Yes.
The only difficult thing is to get people get to know you, because of course you can release all these things via a DistroKid, Bandcamp, have it on Spotify and everything. But if nobody knows that this album exists, nobody's gonna listen to it anyway. So it has two sides. On the one hand, you can theoretically reach everyone on the internet, but of course, because there's just so much output, it got harder actually to reach these people.
Yeah, I have to say, also from my experience, like back in beginning of 2000s, end of 90s, there was less bands, but also with better quality, because just the good stuff were much more known, probably, and more talked about. And also now for me, as reviewing and everything, I'm like in the mailing list of so many underground labels, also bigger labels, also Nuclear Blast and everything, and I got swamped with material, and I hardly managed to listen to everything. It's just impossible. It's too much stuff coming. Yeah. Also from underground bands around the world writing me, can you check out my stuff? Can you check out my stuff? I really would love to check out everything, but it's really too much. I cannot do.
Same thing for club shows or festivals.
Yeah.
These guys setting up club shows or festivals, they're getting flooded with bands trying to get on this, getting a slot. You know, they can.
Yeah, definitely.
They can choose from whatever they like.
Yeah. Also, I think recording at home became much more easy now. Have a MacBook with a plugger and everything. We record it by yourself. It was much harder back in the day. Yeah, to record this stuff.
Almost impossible back in the days. You had to get a label first to pay you for the studio, which was like a fortune. You had to pay for a regular album. Now these days, bands can record at home, and if they do it more or less properly, they can send it to a professional mixing engineer, and he will mix an album, and it will sound like almost like recorded in a pro studio.
Yeah, it's like Thomas, like you said, it's like two sides of a coin, right? Pro and plus things, like with the changing within the days. Yeah, much easier to get your stuff out, but you have much more stuff, and it's really hard to sort out the good things from the bad stuff.
Some days ago, I was talking about this with our ex-bass player, fourth band member Martin, about this. I have to say, I'm happy that we are for so many years in this scene, because when you start today a new band, oh man, I think it would be so hard to get noticed by the people, like Lucas said before.
Yeah.
And of course, everything is only a push on the button away. Yeah. But this means also so much work to get out of your room, and that people will know you.
Yeah, you have to invest a lot and advertise and everything, and I understand that. Yeah, because it's too much.
You have to do it because you need to do it, because your head explodes if you don't. You don't just think, I'm gonna have a band and have some fun. That's a whole different story, because that's also awesome. Just do it for the fun of it. But if you really want to get outside, get out there and tour and everything,
and have a plan to get your band big and something.
You can't have a plan. It's just chance. Honestly, if you're only the new band for like such a short period of time, you bring out one album, and if this album it doesn't get recognized by a bigger label, then it's already done. You know. If you make the second and third album all on small notice and everything, you will never get big. If you have to explode from the very first album, or you don't. That's it, you know. So
but that's not what I would subscribe, because I've also friends in bands of people I know. I have a good example, like a band from Ukraine, Ginger. You probably heard about. I know them for a couple of years, and I filmed them in 2016. They played in Bavaria in front of 30 to 40 people, like really underground tour and stuff like that. And this was already with the third album.
But they were already touring. Most bands don't.
No, it was just touring. But then they had the opportunity to jump on as opening band for Arch Enemy, and after that tour, they just exploded. Everywhere around the globe. Yeah, that was really sick. But they really had about 10 years hard work, and then was just a lucky chance with the tour, I think. Yeah.
But as I said, it's chance. You know, if you get an opportunity like this is priceless. Of course, it is priceless. But you know, most bands don't even get like a regular club show.
Okay, then I understood you wrong. Sorry. Yeah, I was just thinking, like you said, you have to have one chance with the first album. That was the point I was not agreeing with. But
you have to do it. You have to do it because you can't stand not doing it. If you don't do it, you're getting crazy. Because if you're getting just out there and playing because you want to, then you're not gonna stop from anything. Because even if you get frustrated so many times,
of course I understand.
But you still want to do it, so you do it. And this is the first thing. that is like this mandatory for making it, but the rest is mere chance. And of course, besides being a good band, making good songs and all of this, because there's a lot of really good bands that are really hardworking that nobody knows.
Yeah, stay hungry. For the success. Okay, guys, I would say I already come to my last question because I don't want to steal your Sunday.
I have to add one thing to this.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. What we are doing and the way we are doing things, you have to be totally passionate for this kind of music.
Absolutely.
And if you're not, you better stop doing this. Just run away or find anything else to do in your free time. Because
that's what I wanted to say.
What we are doing has nothing to do with earning money, and at the first place, it's only for passion for this extreme and brutal music. And yes.
Thomas, that's what also we talked last week. I totally agree to that, because that's the same thing which keeps me going, doing this channel for a couple of years now. It's already 6 to 7 years, because I don't earn anything with that. It's just my passion for the kind of music, for extreme metal and anything. And I also have to say again, this speaking, a friend of mine said, for if you're being in an underground death metal band, what are you doing when you win $1 million in the lottery? I tour with my death metal band until the money is gone.
Yes.
That's about passion,
This is awesome. And I think this is also maybe one of the reasons why we are selling our stuff for Fragments of Solace. What is the right word? Cheap is maybe not the right word for I would say for a fair price. Yeah, and the CD is 10 euro, the shirt is 13 euro. And
that's really nothing. You could also just say 12 or 13 or 15 for the CD and 18 for the shirt, what most of people do,
Yeah. So going back to this you cannot do this if you're not burning inside for this, and if you don't feel 200% passionate about this. There's no way.
That's really like from fans for fans, definitely. Like always in that underground scene, I think, at least,
Yes.
And also, well, now to my last question that I leave you in your Sunday evening. And just what can we expect from Profanity in the future? What are your future plans for the band when concert life and everything comes back again? You have also plans for writing a new album within the next years and something like that. What are your future goals within the next years?
We will do a concept album.
Okay, looking forward to that,
No, sorry. Just joking. We have of course some plans in mind. Maybe we will do another EP. Only 3 or 4 songs, but at the moment we don't know on which format it will be released. But I think we will start now with writing new songs. For the next release. And what concerns the live situation, we don't know. We will see what will happen.
Okay, sounds great. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this little podcast for 1.5 hours. And I will try to bring it out as soon as possible. And like always in my interviews, the last words are on you. You want to share something?
Yes, I want to thank you, and horns up, take care and healthy, and hope we see you again next year.
I hope so too, thank you.
Listen to death metal and all the other noise, because it's good for you, it's good for your health.
Yeah, I think so too. I subscribe that, definitely.
Dani, thank you very much for having us for this awesome interview. And check out Fragments of Solace, the new Profanity release. And we really hope to see you soon somewhere on stage or in front of the stage. Yeah, hopefully this will happen soon again.
Thank you, guys. I hope so, and I really fingers crossed for next year. And to all the listeners, you will find all the links to the band and where you can order the album in the description. And yes, thanks for watching. See you next time. You're Dani Zed.
Bye, Dani. Take care.
Bye.